narcissism, dealing with narcissistic people. And I want to talk about the first narcissistic person that I knew in my life. Was my mom's third husband. And we all really loved him. We all really liked him in the beginning. And really fast that ended up not being the case. He ended up just being moody all the time, angry all the time. You know, if somebody, you know, my sister accidentally was cleaning and something broke, and he ended up like breaking all the pieces that were connected to that thing. And my mom stuck it out with him for over 10 years, about 11 years almost. She finally divorced him, finally let go of the toxic relationship. And they were in church, you know, and I think it was not even 3 years after they broke up that he took himself back to drugs and alcohol and who knows what else, but he ended up giving himself a stroke and becoming a vegetable at the age of 44. And that was my first, I guess you could say, situation where karma, you know, karma is self-destructing or self-uplifting. It's, you know, every action has a reaction or a chain reaction. And to go further in this, I have had to deal with narcissistic lovers. Some of them never even became partners. And I had a dream a few years ago. And in the dream, I was walking through all these crowds of people all night long. I was just wandering through the crowds. And as I was waking up, I was approached by a person holding a sign. And I could not tell if it was a male or a female, but because as they got closer, everything got blurry except for the sign. And the sign was blue, dark blue, with white lettering, and the word on the sign was Nova. So I woke up to this sign being put into my face with the word Nova. And I, of course, had to go and I Googled. I couldn't remember what a Nova was. And sorry, I'm driving and I'm focused on other things, so. I had to Google what a Nova was. And I started looking up Nova, and it was bringing up Supernova as well. And I was reading about supernova, or supernovae is what they call them. And it's pretty much a star that doesn't live very long. It is very destructive. It throws out a lot of flares. It's like a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum all the time until it self-combusts. And having to deal with some of these narcissistic people, I have realized that there are two types of people. There are Nova people, which is a stable star, like our sun, which can have life surrounding it. And there are supernova, which are very destructive. And there's pretty much just two types of people on this planet. There are either nova people or supernova people. And I've had to categorize people by watching their actions, watching their, what they do. And I realize now still that if someone is showing the signs of like a supernova, very destructive, they're always lashing out, they're always moody, you never know what's on there, you never know if they're gonna, freak out or flip out or leave you feeling abandoned or tear you down, very volatile people. They are very self-destructive, like a supernova. And my greatest advice to myself has been, when they show characteristics of being a supernova, I should not be anywhere near them, because a supernova will self-destruct. And when something self-destructs like a supernova, it takes out everything around it for millions of light years. And all these narcissistic people, I mean, there's a lot of cases where, you can just see that they self-explode, they self-sabotage, they create their own destruction. And I just want to say, stay away from supernova type people. Find your nova people. Find your stable suns, your stable stars who are patient. Patience is like the number one key. If someone starts showing you signs of being impatient or of being just impatience is a number one thing, and tearing you down, putting you down. Someone starts showing those signs, and in your heart that you are like doing everything that you can to do leaps and bounds, because you are an empath. You feel everything, and you don't want, the narcissistic person. It's not a disorder. It's actually a trait that people pick up through fear. It's a spirit of fear. And dealing with a spirit of fear, they've been living that way for so long that they have their system, and there's not a lot of hope. I've learned through reading things and watching videos and different things, but I always have hope, because I have dreams that have changed and altered my way of thinking, dreams that have helped me evolve as a person. And so I always try to keep an optimistic outlook as an empath type person that I am. But you cannot can't stick around to be with somebody who is a supernova, narcissistic behavior, traits type of person, because it is your own self-destruction as well. And I just don't want anybody to self-destruct anymore. So that's why I felt like I needed to talk about how I look at people now, how I assess people now. I don't judge on color. I don't judge on anything other than the basis of how you interact and how you treat people. And I only accept highest vibrations of love. And I think that's what everyone should choose for themselves. Don't feed that ego type person. It will be your own destruction. Choose life. Aloha. Thanks for listening.